The United States used drones to attack Venezuela. The news is completely real. Please stay alert. The CIA bombs a port in Venezuela that was allegedly going to be used by a criminal network, according to the New York Times. The CIA carried out a drone strike on a Venezuelan port in the first United States operation inside that country. Cable news network reports the CIA struck a Venezuelan dock connected to the Tren de Aragua. Whoa, this is a brutal message for Nicolas Maduro and his regime. It means they know what they're doing, where they are, how they run their operations. The CIA knows more than the Venezuelan regime admits. And in fact, unlike the image of absolute control that the Venezuelan regime wants to project, that according to them, they have everything under control. Well, it turns out that's not the case, and I think what happened with Maria Corina Machado is the perfect example. The way she escaped, the way she fled, really exposed the Venezuelan tyranny and made their weakness evident. This should send a strong message to Nicolas Maduro. Let's continue. Urgent! Cable news network reports that the CIA carried out a drone attack earlier this month at a port facility along the coast of Venezuela. The attack targeted a remote dock that was being used by the Tren de Aragua. Whoa! Interesting, let's see what else they say. The United States carried out a drone strike in Venezuela. It was against a port facility, but they described the attack as something merely symbolic. A warning of what's ahead for targets already in the CIA sights. The regime tried to hide it. Of course, it's normal, because if they say anything, obviously they'd be showing their weakness. And by the way, this thing with the drones is quite interesting because basically what we had been saying came true. And the thing is, there wasn't going to be any hand-to-hand combat between Venezuela and the United States. That wasn't going to happen. So, all this talk about the militiamen, better known as the Thousand Elders, was nonsense. It was simply a cheap attempt by Nicolas Maduro to show power. It's as if the Venezuelan people support me, but in reality, none of them were ever going to confront the United States. This won't be another Vietnam, since there won't even be an actual war. The United States Army is not going to go in. No, they're just going to send drones, and that's it. This likely has Nicolas Maduro panicking, since Donald Trump just needs to approve. Once he gives the green light, they send a drone and that's it. He joins Hugo Chavez. It's that simple. Obviously, we've already explained why Donald Trump hasn't done it yet, and it's because in the United States, the American people, let's say, they don't want any more endless wars. They don't want a military intervention in another country. They're not interested. They just don't care at all. They prefer that the United States focus on the internal affairs of the United States and not focus on solving other nations' problems. That's why a military intervention in a country like Venezuela is extremely unpopular, both among Democrats and Republicans, and even among the most loyal supporters of Donald Trump. That's the only thing that stops and holds back Donald Trump. But if he wanted to send a drone to Nicolas Maduro, he could do it perfectly well. Through this military operation, Donald Trump has shown their capability, that they know how the Cartel of Los Soles operates. They know it perfectly. And well, here they don't tell us. Last week's attack at a dock used for shipping NAR did not cause any fatalities, according to people informed about the operation. But it was the first known United States operation inside the territory. In fact, they're telling us here, when speaking to reporters on Monday, Trump declined to say how the attack had been carried out or by whom, but confirmed that the United States was responsible. There was a big explosion in the dock area where ships are loaded with substances, Donald Trump told reporters at Mar-a-Lago. They load the ships, so we attacked all the ships and now we attack the area. It's the deployment area. That's where they deploy and that no longer exists. Very strong. And did Nicolas Maduro and his regime try to hide this? In fact, here they tell us. The CIA drone attack took place inside Venezuela, probably on Wednesday. In a radio interview on Friday, Mr. Trump said that the attack had happened 2 days earlier. The campaign intensifies, focusing on two Trump administration targets, the Aragua train and Nicolas Maduro's government. Of course, but let me remind you, from Nicolas Maduro's regime, they are interested in keeping this quiet. They pretend nothing happened, they haven't commented on it, they simply don't say anything. And if you don't believe me, please pay attention to what Michelo said.
It's all fake, my friend. There's no attack in Venezuela. Everything's fine. All the narratives have collapsed, leaving them looking ridiculous. Everything's good. They won't invade because they know these people are united and will resist. Plain and simple. Here, reporting from beautiful Caracas, Venezuela. I'm not sure where Trump attacked.
Michelo shows you the view from his window and says, "See, it's calm, the sky is blue, nothing out there. This is all a lie, all fake, but it's real. This happened. It's fully reported." In fact, here they tell us the CIA bombed a port in Venezuela. Pay attention to this. A port in Venezuela, meaning they didn't bomb Caracas directly. Look, Venezuela isn't just Michelo's view. Venezuela is a huge, immense country. And the bombing didn't happen yesterday, Monday. No. The bombing happened last week. Just imagine. But Chavismo kept silent because it doesn't suit them, since the bombing was carried out with drones. This shows just how exposed the Chavista leaders are. And this also shows us that Donald Trump can easily attack with drones. He doesn't need to intervene directly. He doesn't need to send his army. He can easily carry out a military operation in which he has all the Chavista leaders located at the same time, and send drones to each one of them simultaneously. Even if it sounds crazy, I believe the United States knows exactly where they all are and has them located. And if Trump gives the signal, he can easily carry it out. Soleimani, remember what happened to Soleimani in Iran? That could happen to Nicolas Maduro too. But anyway, the Chavistas have been so quiet that Nicolas Maduro, the only thing he has said is this:
"Magnate, I don't even want material wealth for my life. I only have one account. A little savings account where they deposit my small salary as president. Don't think I'm making a lot. I earn 2 petro. 2 petro. But I never see that money because when I go to get it, Silita has already taken it to buy something."
Nicolas Maduro claiming he's poor? Come on, nobody believes that. It's just ridiculous. We all know he's a billionaire. In fact, this reminds me of the time when Hugo Chavez came out and said, "I don't want to be rich. Being rich is bad," and the guy is a billionaire. He was a billionaire. His daughter is filthy rich. But pay attention to the latest crazy thing the other criminal, Diosdado Cabello, said.
They see it that way because Venezuela has broken production records. Venezuela, according to estimates not from us, but from other international organizations, is going to be the country with the highest economic growth in America in 2025, 2026, and 2027.
They're a real joke. Nicolas Maduro and Diosdado Cabello, they're a complete joke. Speaking of economic growth, please, Venezuela was the millionaire of America until you guys, the Chavistas, showed up and destroyed it. That's the harsh reality. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep reporting on this case, on this topic. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.